In the darkness of a small room where time seems to stand still, there is an artist who has lived his whole life with an old guitar. The body of the guitar is scratched, the strings are worn out, but every note that sounds from it carries warmth and memories, like whispers of the years gone by. The artist believes that only with this guitar can he touch the soul of music. But what would happen if one day it was all taken away? If the only treasure was crushed by fate? The Meaningful Tales welcomes you all. Just think, can an artist still create when they lose their soul? This is the mystery that today's story will reveal. Before diving into this surprising journey, please subscribe to our channel to support us with more motivation to make other meaningful and good videos. A question for you. If you lost what you cherish most, what would you choose? A. Give up, accept the loss. B. Seek a new beginning. Please comment with answer A or B to share your thoughts. That night's storm not only tore off the porch roof, but also shattered the fragile faith of the artist. When the sound of breaking wood rang out, the guitar fell to the floor and shattered, and his heart seemed to crack as well. In that moment, the music he once considered his reason for living suddenly became a heavy silence. He sat motionless beside the broken pieces of the guitar, feeling abandoned in a vast world. In the days that followed, he wandered the empty streets, eyes red and a question echoing endlessly in his heart. Why does fate take away the only thing I still have? That loss was not just an instrument. It was as if he had lost a part of his soul, a part of his past, and his belief in the path he had taken. In that moment, he believed it was all over, that the melodies that once lifted his spirit would disappear forever. But little did he know, this painful void would open a great turning point in his creative journey that he had never imagined. In the long days following the incident, the artist lived in suffocating silence. He stayed away from music, afraid to touch any instrument for fear of facing the emptiness he had just lost. A close friend, feeling heartbroken, brought him a new guitar. At first, he only looked at it with suspicious eyes. The sound it produced was strange, so unfamiliar that it made him uncomfortable. He set it aside, believing those notes could never replace the heartfelt voice attached to the old guitar. However, inside him, there was still a smoldering desire, a flame that had never gone out. At night, when the city was quiet, his hands trembled slightly, missing the feeling of the vibrating strings. Although he tried to deny it, deep down, his soul longed to be freed, to be expressed in melody. This inner struggle led him into a harsh internal battle, where he had to choose, to continue living in the past or dare to open his heart to a new opportunity. One morning, after many days of struggling with himself, the artist suddenly reached out to take the new guitar. At first, each strum sounded awkward, out of tune, as if it did not belong to him at all. He closed his eyes, trying to feel the vibrations on his fingertips. And then a surprise happened. Amidst the unfamiliarity, each note gradually became clear, intense, carrying emotions that had long been suppressed. The pain, the losses, the unexpressed desires now poured out in a flood of melody. This music was completely different from the old tunes, stronger, deeper, more moving. The artist was stunned to realize that it was precisely the breakage that opened a new door for him, leading him to a realm of creativity he had never known. If he had not lost the old guitar, perhaps he would never have discovered the treasure of music hidden deep within his soul. The artist sat silently in the early morning room, his eyes following the last vibrations of the new strings. In that moment, he suddenly saw a clear truth. Loss is not the end, but sometimes just the beginning of a new chapter in life. He smiled, no longer blaming fate, because he understood that emptiness had forced him to seek other melodies, stronger and more vibrant. The music he was playing was not only for himself, but also like a message to all those who are collapsing in loss. Life sometimes takes away what we love most, not to punish, but to open a wider path for us to discover potentials we had never realized before. From that, he believed that every time we stumble or lose something, instead of despairing, people need to bravely move forward. Because who knows, the most beautiful chapters of life may still be waiting for us to write with faith and inner strength. Life always challenges us with unexpected losses, sometimes taking away things we once believed we could not live without. But it is precisely in those voids that people have the opportunity to discover the deep potential within themselves. The story of the artist and the old guitar is not just a personal tragedy, but also a metaphor for every life journey. When one door closes, we often only see the pain, but few realize that another door is quietly opening, leading to a new space where we can grow, create, and become stronger. The most precious thing each person gains is not found in external things, but in the ability to transform pain into strength, turning loss into an opportunity to create something better. The lesson to take away is, embrace challenges with patience and courage. Do not fear new beginnings, because sometimes it is precisely those beginnings that will lead us to the most beautiful chapter of life. In the present life, if you lose something important, consider it an invitation to explore your hidden potential and start a new journey full of hope. A question for you: when faced with loss, will you choose to blame fate or see it as an opportunity to grow? Please leave your thoughts in the comments so everyone can reflect together. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to support us in continuing to bring meaningful content in upcoming videos.